Hi, I'm Tony Stevens. The video you're going to see right now, we're going to take and we're going to cover up an old tattoo. You're going to run into a lot of this in the tattoo business. There's going to be names to cover up. There's going to be just tattoos that weren't done well, done by people that just started in the business. If you watch this video, you're going to see a real easy way to cover up tattoos, and there's a lot of good hints in here about doing stuff on tattoos, cover-ups. You don't need to use black all the time. That's an old fallacy when you're doing cover-ups. So watch this video and you'll see how to cover up a tattoo. This is the piece that we're going to use to cover this tattoo with, and you don't have to worry about covering things with black or other real dark colors. This purple and stuff is going to cover up the main part of these roses, and they got a thick outline, so we'll do some extra black shading in on this picture here. And when I put the stencil on, you'll see that some of this old tattoo is going to stick out a little bit, and that's okay because we'll change some of these leaves or whatever we need to make it fit. Now we got the stencil on here, and you can see that most of this of the roses, it fell in the bottom of these flowers here. It's good. There's a couple little spots where the tattoo's sticking out, but that's okay. We'll just bring this flower out a little bit here. You can widen up this stuff in here. You'll see as I go along, there'll be nothing showing, but the majority of it is inside the old tattoo. And what we did was, you can see this is the darkest part of that tattoo right here, and that's where we got the darkest part of the old tattoo is going to cover it up right there. Okay, we're going to start with the outline on here. I'm using a number 5. I'm going to use a little heavier outline on this piece. Only because some of those petals of those roses are sticking out. So we'll go through this outline, and you'll see when I get up to where the old tattoo is, where I'm going to modify it. I'm not going to follow these lines exactly. You just got to watch the old tattoo and make sure that when you're drawing on the new stencil, like right in here, this is where that leaf sticks out a little bit. So we're going to change this whole configuration of this leaf. I'm going to bring it in close, and then instead of having it go straight up, I'm going to turn it. So now it covered up the old piece. Instead of that, following that stencil, I just curved that leaf a little bit. If you're doing stuff like animals or something like that, think in the terms of background for cover-ups too. You don't necessarily have to have a piece that's going to cover it. A lot of times you can put backgrounds in on pieces, and that'll also work and cover up some stuff. You just keep following through your outline. Now you can see that this leaf on the old tattoo sticks out past this line here, so we're going to change the shape of this flower now. We'll just bring it out. So some of this is going to be done freehand, but you shouldn't have to do a whole lot. If it looks like it's going to be confusing, take a ballpoint pen and draw it on there first. If you're afraid to do it freehand, you can just take a pen and kind of modify the design before you start doing your outline. Most of this piece was covered up pretty good with this stencil, so some of these leaves on the bottom, I'm just going to make these a little bit smaller. I don't really need them that big because that's not where the cover-up is, so I'm going to shorten up some of these on the bottom. They don't need to be that tall. You gotta remember when you're doing this, just concentrate on the lines that you put down for the stencil and try to ignore the old tattoo behind it. Don't even look at it. Otherwise you'll get confused when you're doing the lines, when you're doing your outline. If you start staring at that other piece too much, just forget about it. Like it's not there. This particular piece right here, the old leaf, is almost the exact same size as that one. So I'm going to bring it out just a little bit so there's some new color on that rather than just over the old one. Because I want to put some highlights in the edges of those leaves. And this one, I'm also going to change. I don't need it that high. gonna change some of those leaves. Just keep following up all the way up your outline.